XYZ 93.1 FM.
Take my breath away. Play
Radio XYZ 93.1 FM.
When you cry, be sure to dry your eyes, 'cause better days are sure to come. And when you smile, be sure to smile wide, and don't let them know that they have won. And when you walk with pride, don't show the hurt inside, because the pain will soon be gone. When you dream big as the ocean blue. 'Cause when you dream, it might come true. But when you dream big.
When you dream big as the ocean. Good evening to you, our cherished listeners, and thank you for connecting with us here on Defining Moment, your only virtual leadership and entrepreneurship masterclass on radio with me, Adam Agbana, radio on Radio XYZ 93.1 megahertz. Like we always do every Sunday evening, we come your way with a very edifying and insightful conversation. And thank you if you are connecting with us on my xyzonline.com, or you're tuning in all the way with the tuning app. You can just search Radio XYZ. Call a friend to call a friend. Tell families, tell everybody, especially young leaders and entrepreneurs, that the only virtual leadership and entrepreneurship masterclass is live here with me, Adam Agbana, on Radio XYZ. You can also connect with us on Facebook at Radio XYZ 93.1, or tweet at us at Radio XYZ Ghana. You can also tweet at me personally at Adam Agbana, or you can just hashtag your tweet with Defining Moment. You can join the conversation via WhatsApp with 050-300-0039, 050-300-0039.
Cares away. And when you see the beauty all around and in yourself, and it will help you feel okay. And when you pray for strength to help you carry on, but when the troubles come your way.
As you may be aware, today is a special edition because it is Father's Day.
As big as the ocean blue.
On behalf of my crew, my management, we say a happy, and a fabulous Father's Day to all fathers out there and potential fathers like myself. I'll be a father in a few months, so... Well, if you didn't know, I'm informing you for the first time. I'll be a father very soon. So, happy Father's Day to all fathers and everybody who continues to play a fatherly role in our lives. To say thank you very much, and may God bless you, and may God use you to raise a new generation of leaders and entrepreneurs who will change the course of this country. Like I always say, let this country find its destiny in our aspirations.
'Cause better days are sure to come. And when you smile, be sure to smile wide.
Smile wide. But before I introduce my guest for the evening, take a listen.
When I'm looking at myself, I see 1,000 perspectives of me. Everyone of them is showing me a side of myself I can't see. I'm wide awake now, I'm free of the doubt. Don't wanna look down. And if I fall out, I'll lay on the ground and look to the clouds. inside all of the things that
Song playing is by Miller, Brand New Eyes. And look, I'm wide awake now. I'm free of the doubt. Don't want to look down. And if I fall out, I lay on the ground and look to the clouds. What a powerful song for a powerful day like Father's Day. Thank you very much. And Honorable Jifa Gomashi, I know you're surprised that I said I will be a father very soon. Please don't say it to those who didn't listen to the program. Anyway, if you just join us, this is the only virtual leadership and entrepreneurship masterclass with me, Edem Magbana, on Radio XYZ 93.1 megahertz. Tonight, I have with me a gentleman who is great at what he's doing. He's doing a lot of things, especially when it comes to sales, marketing, and then he's doing very great. He's also great at raising other young entrepreneurs. I've met him speak to a number of people. He is one of the young people doing great and also mentoring other young entrepreneurs to be great as well. So he's not just great, he's sharing greatness. And we have him with us here this evening on a special day like this, Father's Day. We are going to have a brief discussion on leadership, but we will be talking about developing a 360-degree personality for success. 360-degree personality for success, because oftentimes it is said that there are some people, they are great in the office, they are great at their tasks, but when you get into their personal lives, when you get into other aspects of their life, they are deficient. Yes, you can't be perfect, but it is possible to develop a 360-degree personality for success, and we have that discussion with him. He's a marketer, sales and distributing enthusiast, and management consultant with over 15 years experience across leading FMCG, telecommunications, and many other industries in Ghana, other West African countries, and even East Africa. He holds a degree in geography and resource development and an EMBA in marketing from the University of Ghana Business School. His name is Mensah Seneadza, and he is currently the country manager West Africa for SUNTORY Beverage and Foods, owners of the Lucozade and Ribena brands. Mr. Mensah Seneadza, good evening, and you're welcome to Defining Moments.
Thank you and good evening.
Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you and happy Father's Day to you in advance.
Thank you.
You are expecting to have one soon, right?
Yes.
Or two or three?
One.
All the best.
Well, any special person in your life you want to greet as a father on a day like this?
There's so many of them. So many of them. Firstly to my big cousin, who's the head of the Seneadza family, Mr. Kenneth Seneadza. Of Irani Brothers and Company Limited. Just want to wish him a happy Father's Day.
Wow. There's
so many other fathers in my corporate world. I would not be able to finish mentioning them. Mr. Yawin Sako, Mr. Ebenezer Asante of MTN. I have Mr. Philippe Aivo. I have Mr. Rodrigue Bila. I have Mr. Dan Chumesi. I have Mr. Adewale Famosa of Primus Advertising, and all of them. In fact, I can't finish mentioning them. They've all mentored me in various ways, and I love them all. Happy Father's Day to you all if you're listening.
Well, I'm sure that they are proud of the man that you're growing to be great, doing great things, and then you continue to spread greatness as well. Today we're talking about developing a 360-degree personality for success. Let me first begin by asking you that what do you think has accounted or given you an edge in your workplace, such that at this young age you're already country manager for a global brand? I mean, you're country manager representing the whole brand in West Africa. What is it that has given you the edge that we can later connect to that 360 personality that we talk about?
Right. Just before I shoot up on this, special thanks to my daughter, Selinam Efua Seneadza, and my son, Selassie Seneadza, together with their mom, for giving me such a wonderful treat today. I had a special lunch, and I hope I can deliver because I'm really full and happy today. Thanks. All right. A number of factors, I must say. On campus, some almost 20 years ago, we're all competing to do well in our grades, competing to find the next best interview, and just praying to go through. In the process, we prepared to go through interviews, and some of us got jobs, others got them later. But getting into the world of work, you realize that there's more to it than just getting a job. And getting in, you start a whole race, like a treadmill or actually being on the track towards a destination. And there are a number of factors. I'm sure that as we progress, I'll be able to share with you. But some of the key elements are, one, just learning from some of the best.
Learning from the best.
Yes. And I've taken some career decisions that would help me move towards the best. And I can say that I'm here today because I stood on the shoulders of some of the best in class in the world of work that I wanted to progress in. So, for instance, areas of leadership I was very passionate about. Areas of commercial development or execution. I wanted to work with the best, so I found my way. And I may share some of the secrets later, but I got to work with some of the best. So as time progressed and you execute and you deliver, your track record shows, and people come looking for you, then you have to just call the shots. Do I want it or do I not?
But your profile says that you read Geography Resource Development for a first degree.
Yes.
If that is right. Now, yes. You're doing great in marketing. How did it all start? How did the marketing career start? Does your own story again cement the perception that our education or education in our parts of the world is not really preparing us for the job market? Because what has resource development and geography got to do with sales, brands, and marketing?
It's got a lot to do with it, actually.
Tell me.
And first, just let me let you know that in my sixth form education and in my O-level education, I studied some business subjects as well. I had a mix of subjects: business management, economics, and geography and resource and geography.
Yeah.
And in sixth form, and I really loved geography among the others. And actually, I was a prize winner for that in Laboni my year. And I went to the university. It was very competitive, and my time, in fact, you needed straight A's with asterisks to even get into the business school. But if you want to enjoy what you do or go through school very well, then you should just pick up subjects that really make you happy. And geography was one. I've been asked this question, especially in my first job interview. And I still remember what I said. Actually,
share with us.
It's a social science. And that's fundamental. It's just within one subject area that you have interest in, understanding why things happen around you in time and space. Simple. But the fundamental of it is that it's a social science that uses all the social science methods and techniques to solve problems. And if you understand this, you can succeed in any world of work. You just have to use all the empirical evidence. You go understand the problem, bring up solutions, and you solve problems and you get paid for it and you get promoted for it. So basically, that's it.
Well, having worked for more than 15 years in the field of sales, brands, marketing, and all of that, and connecting it to the issue of developing a personality for success. When we say you must develop a personality for success, what are those characteristics or character traits that define a person who is ready for success?
All right. Before I answer that, just back to the previous question. While in school, you can have your academic curriculum.
Yes.
But you also prepare yourself for other things, following your passion, understanding various things through internships. And I had the privilege of doing an internship where I had to be a client service executive for a company, a tourism company. And all I had to do was to talk and market and get people in. I had a good recommendation at the end, and I was told that I'll be a fantastic salesman. Just that recommendation during an internship, a 2-week internship at a trade fair, working for free, I discovered that, hey, a whole PhD holder recommended me for the world of sales and marketing because I could communicate well, I could understand brands, I could solve people's problems by talking to them about my product. So that was really helpful. All right. Now, to your question about personality traits and characteristics and other things that make you excel in your world of work, right? Basically, you need to understand the culture of the organization. Try to understand what they're looking out for or what makes people fly high within that particular organization. Some companies are research-oriented. So it's all about knowledge, about information, how much you can gather. You should know that. You should know what the core value mandates of the organization are. All right. Then you work your way into that. There's some organizations that are that you require to just bring in sales, to bring in clients, to solve various kinds of problems. You should identify those ones and hit it hard at it, and you work towards it. But mainly, you just have to be keen on understanding your job. 2, try to find out what your overall team goals are or your corporate goals are, and then you work with your team to accomplish that. There are various steps that you can do. I'll take to get in there. Then 3, you need to prove that you are at least one step ahead of the ordinary or average. You just can't be average. You should be indispensable. All right. And to do that, you should have an extra touch. The team needs to know that without you, it's going to be pain. How do you get there? If you're not passionate about what you do, if you don't give in the extra hours to learn, to understand the problems or to solve problems, you can't hit that. You just be average and you are totally dispensable.
How do you demonstrate that at, say, an interview? Because you have a situation where even before you are invited for the interview, they have already listed some qualities that they want or the requirements that is expected of you as an applicant. So if they say they want somebody with a good communication skills, in your application letter you put it in that with good because you try putting in the same requirements that they're just for you to be able to be called and fit in. And I'm sure you have sat on a lot of interview panels. What is it about an individual, an interviewee, that strikes you for you to know that this person is a complete personality for success?
Very good question, I must say. I've been interviewing a lot of people, and sometimes you have over 50 CVs that you've shortlisted, and you're looking for just 2 or 3. What strikes you first would be the person's profile. What has the person done before? Because you need that as a base. So you need a strong story about the individual. What have you done before? What have you accomplished before? Or how have you trained or developed yourself for this particular role? So you can read psychology, and I'm looking for a salesman, but I want to know that you've tried selling, you've attempted doing something with your time, and that should reflect on your CV. But outside that, I'm trying to see whether your time in school was used well. You all had to do a degree, so why did you have a 3rd class? And why did the other person have a 2nd class up or a 1st class? I will need to probe that. There may be good reasons. Then I'll overlook and bring you in. But ideally, it's a test. You had 3 or 4 years to do that program. Why were you last in code? And why was the other person first? So all these factors would come in. The other factors would be the soft sides.
Yes.
How competitive are you? And I'd like to see that from your sports history, your academic track record. Other things like sports. Are you a footballer? What extracurricular things were you doing in school? Then I can probe those questions. How many wins did you have? How did you manage success? How are you training for winning? And all these things get you excited about the individual. Other things would be the social skills. There's some who would appear to be introverts. They come into the interview room and they're timid. You need to break the ice, make them comfortable. But then you want to probe to validate whether your impression is true or not. So you try to find out about their social skills, what they do after work or what they do after school. Some just keep to themselves. And if it's a team kind of environment, then you would have a challenge. So you should be able to demonstrate that with your track record, that you've done this or that. I also want a creative person, especially if I'm supposed to be solving problems. It could be engineering, it could be the world of arts, it could be in the music industry, whatever it is. I need to see that you are creative, you can think out of the box, or you can just bring examples from the outside world to improve upon the work we're doing. So you should be able to demonstrate it. So for instance, you tell me you play the keyboard, you write music, you're a poet, or you're a painter, or in your spare time, you just paint schools and houses and stuff like that. Or you've learned some extra things like dressmaking, cutting, sewing, bead making. It just tells me that you use your time well, you're creative, you're making extra income from that, and it just gives me a clue that, okay, this person is going to be a good addition to my team. I'm also going to look at things like just a charisma, and like the confidence you carry, you exude, your physical appearance and attribute, the way you dress, your personal grooming. You know, there are some people who just join you and then you're just so down. There are some people who inspire you just by the way they brush their hair.
Yes.
I had a friend who used to brush his hair for 30 minutes in school. I mean, that's just by the side. But you just get the impression this person cares about himself. You give him some responsibility, he's going to look after it. So you walk into the interview room shabby. I mean, after the interview, you have to open the windows for 30 minutes before the next person comes to freshen up the place. Come on. There's a personal grooming problem somewhere. Or you need to probe the person. Where are you traveling from? Did you sleep at home last night? Have you been traveling? And if those answers are yes, then you can excuse the person. Okay? But generally, you need to be total. You need to be likable. And there are various intangible things that connect to just create that likability.
Mensah, before you continue with the soft side, the things that you look out for in determining the completeness of a person, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back.
Has your company signed up to the mandatory Tier 2 scheme or the voluntary provident fund? Are you working on your own or for someone and do not have any pension plan? Talk to Orange Pension Trust today. With us, safety of your contributions is guaranteed. You have great returns and access to a secured online portal to monitor your contributions and returns. You also get up-to-date monthly email and SMS statements of your contributions. You can also get access to loans and mortgage to buy that dream house. So contact us now on 024-244-7955 or 030-241-9478 or visit www.orangepensiontrust.com for all the answers to your questions. Orange Pension Trust. Achieving success together.
We don't have to go to 360 degrees. Now it's time we go the 180. You don't have to climb the highest mountains, for all you're looking for is within you. Open the eyes of your mind, your ears and mouth as I sing my song. Open the eyes of your mind, your ears and mouth as you hear my words. Oh, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee. I'll be waiting. I'll be home. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee, ba-da-da-ba-ba-da-dee. I'll be waiting.
I'll be waiting. You don't have to climb the highest mountain to discover greatness. All that you're looking for is right within you. And that's a song by Asa. And well, the title is 360 Degrees. And we're also discussing developing the 360 degrees personality for success with Mensah Seneadza. He is currently the country manager West Africa for Lucozade. That's what people know when you mention the confidential name. Not too many people, but it's a special edition. It's Father's Day, so to you all, our fathers doing the listening, we say thank you very much. We continue to appreciate you for all that you're doing to raise the next generation of great entrepreneurs and leaders who will take this country from where it is now to the next level. Thank you very much. You can connect with us on WhatsApp via 050 000 0039, 050 000 0039. Send a special message or dedication to your parent, your dad, and wish them well on a special day like this. Thank you to all of you connecting with us on Facebook at Radio XYZ 93.1 as well. You can also tweet at us at Radio XYZ Ghana, or just hashtag defining moment, or tweet at me, Edem Agbana. There are many messages here. I'll be reading them. But before I get back to the messages, let's continue with Mensah Seneadza, who was giving us what he looks out for, the soft spot or the soft skills that you are expected to have to be a complete person for success. But let me find out from you, with all of these things that you have mentioned, the competence and everything, how do you develop them? So straight away, how do you develop the 360 personality for success?
You develop something when you know what you have to develop. All right. So I encourage young managers to look out for the personality traits, the success factors that are required to win within their own space or world of work. So you need to do some feedback sessions, you do personal assessments, talk to your managers, talk to your leaders, read about your kind of industry and find out what is required of you. For some of them, it may be going back to school to have an MBA, or having an MSc, or having a certificate. To others, it may be just the need for mentoring and coaching. So finding the right people to coach you and mentor you, to model you rightly. But to others as well, it'll just be there's a decision to make the change, because they could be attitudinal, and so we can learn all these things when we know what our gaps are. So someone will call it, or in industry we call it, doing your own gap analysis, trying to find out where your shortfalls are and trying to map out strategies to close them through personal training, coaching, counseling, personal reading, personal development.
So basically, you ought to first identify that this is what you want to achieve.
Exactly.
You know that you have a problem, or you lack, let's say, personal competence in a particular area. Then you can now work on developing it.
Exactly. Because if you don't know it, you just be developing just left, right, center without a focus, actually.
With your own experience as a corporate executive and somebody also who works with many young people, young leaders, young entrepreneurs, not just in Ghana but across the continent of Africa, I want to find out from you, do you think that our culture or orientation in any way affects our ability to be creative and develop solutions? I mean, it's a debate that too long, maybe we need a whole day to talk about. But do you think that our culture in any way inhibits our ability to develop the kind of solutions that are needed?
That's a question I ponder about very often. And my answer is often yes and no. You would find elements in our culture and our upbringing that limits our creativity. And usually that comes from punishment, scorning, what we call disciplining people for taking some risks. And others call you names for, they say, cutting corners or using shortcut methods to get things done. So for instance, I saw a young man once try to weed his backyard with a shovel. And when I observed him, that was actually going much faster than the traditional hoe. But he was ridiculed and called lazy, So when you apply some Aprotech in getting things done, people, instead of praising you, kind of ridicule you. And that's culturally not so good. When people find techniques of learning and it goes against the traditional way, and others say they are a bit lazy or some sort of names they call them. And so culturally that doesn't help. And we stuck at keeping some traditions and we're not that much dynamic. But on the other hand, I think I've gone through the hands of some of the best teachers, and they encourage you to be creative. They give you extra points. They let you stand up and come forward to read your essay to the whole class. So I think it's a balance. And at the end of it, once you're in your teenagers, your formative years after primary school, the decision comes to you and your parents and how they bring you up at home to build a confidence, to let you know that greatness lies in you, just like the lyrics you're playing. And that has made a lot of difference amongst many people. Unfortunately, many students and many workers just wait for directives to be given, and they do not go up with solutions and ideas and proposals. Your boss may not be encouraging you, but keep at it. Others are watching, and you have your records. Keep developing yourself. Keep churning the papers out, and keep trying new things out. Very simple things, and then you'll be a hero, and you'll be promoted, or you move up the career ladder. I've seen it happen thousands of times, and I can give you specific examples on that. Should I give you just one simple one that comes to mind?
Yes, you can.
All right. There's one man called Clement. He used to be in Unilever. Back in the day, we tried to enhance visibility of the products at that time, and we were waiting for investments with hangers and visibility materials and stuff. And I think he was in the Brong-Ahafo region or the Eastern region somewhere. And when the sales director visited his territory, he was amazed by what he saw. The whole place was very visible with the brand Omo. How did he do it? He didn't have hangers, and so was all of us. We didn't have hangers anywhere. So we just hang on top of what the other guys would bring into trade. What did this guy do? He actually bought strings, just this nylon ropes, bought nails and a hammer. Went round the shops with his team. They hammered one end to the other, sold a box of Omo to the shop, and hanged everything across. When other companies were waiting for investment, we have over 100,000 outlets in the country. You want to make sure they are visible. Each one of these hangers could cost about $15. So imagine the cost. And this guy in his territory, instead of waiting for these items to be produced, approved, delivered, he took action by just using string. He was recognized and awarded. Okay, sales went up in his territory, and soon this guy was on the ladder for promotion. Today, he's doing big things in another company, as head of sales in another company.
And he's doing great.
He's doing really, really great. So these are just simple things to solve problems, and we need to encourage that. I've seen it happen, just the simplest of things. We can all do it.
I have a number of questions here from my listeners to you. I will ask you. George Reku from Medina wants to find out that how do I arrive at that 360 personality I'm working on? Any signs to indicate arrival?
Well, how do you get there? First, I said you need to actually sit down, look deep inside, and find out where you want to be and where you are today. You understand the gaps. So, for instance, if you want to develop a career in management, in leadership, let's say sales and marketing, what do I need to get there?
And when you get there, how do you measure that? So he's asking, any signs to indicate that he has arrived? Yes, I'm the guy.
Well, I'm yet to find any one person who says he's arrived. Even Philip Kotler, who's a professor, is still learning and writing papers. So you never really arrive. You need to put in milestones and measure yourself. I do that personal assessment every other year. And on my personal level, I do it every year, just the eve of my birthday. I take stock of my life. How far have I gone versus what I wanted to achieve? And I take new plans to improve for the next year. So those are the milestones. Personal introspection, check with your bosses whether you have actually accomplished X, Y, Z. That's why you need to set targets. You need to talk to your leaders or your managers to set targets or personal development targets. You work at it with projects, tangible projects where you can measure actually with tangible examples. Then they can give you feedback. I had an experience when my line manager told me, I was in Nigeria at that time and he was in Pakistan, but he was my line manager and my mentor when I joined my first company. And after 2 years, he sent me, when he saw my last report after 2 years, he sent me a memo and said, Mensah, don't copy me in any of your reports anymore. I think you are good. You are good and you are ready for full management level. I'll recommend you now. Full stop.
Wow. And
indeed, when I returned from Nigeria, I was given a position, that was just under 2 years in my company. So you need to do your milestones.
So it doesn't even matter the number of years you spend working on it. It can take somebody just 6 months to work on it and be successful.
Actually, it can. It can take a month, it can take 2 months, it can take more. It depends on what you are learning. It's kind of broad, so it's hard to give specifics. But the milestones are when you can, for instance, presentation skills. As a salesman, you need to be able to pitch. You need to talk to clients and present to them. Many of us leave school shaky we can't communicate. So you can set up target for yourself and say, all right, by the end of my first 6 months, I should be able to do my own, let's say, PowerPoint presentation or Word presentation. I should be able to speak extempo. I should be able to convince, like open a sale, close a sale, communicate all through, give feedback, and be clear. Then I can win sales. By the end of that 6 months, if you're able to do this, you can tell yourself, well, I've accomplished this milestone. Then now the next. The next could be, I want to teach my direct reports on my team how to do this. For the next 6 months, you find yourself mentoring your own colleagues, teaching them, coaching them. You've gone using technology, using Microsoft Office suites, do everything you need to do. Then at the end of that 6 months, you come back and say, okay, I didn't know how to do Excel. I didn't know how to do PowerPoint. Now I can do it.
Well, Maxwell from Cantonment says, thanks for this wonderful conversation tonight. They say we can have it all, and that's the mentality we grew up with. But this conversation is giving me a different view of the world and how things work. Thanks. Happy Father's Day to my dad, Mr. Halija, and to you, Adam Maxwell, Cantonments. You can have it all. Can you have it all? 360 degrees personality.
You cannot excel in everyone.
Yes.
But you can meet your targets in all of them.
That's profound. You can't excel in everyone, but you can meet your targets in every one of them.
Yes. You see, you have some characteristics or traits that are core to your success or that are easy to attain.
Yes.
So you can set your targets, and the more you hit them, the more you raise the bar. So you can hit 90% competency in communication. You can hit 40% in Excel analytics. That can be your target from 0 to 40 within a period of time. And at the end of the period of your assessment, if you hit 90% on communication and presentation skills and hit 40 may be very low for an analyst. But for just a communicator and a salesman, 40% competency on Excel analytics is just okay, and you would be fine to get by your job. That's not your core requirement.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can.
Delano from Pediasis says, Adam, interesting topic. I'm starting a web design business and I'm enlightened by the discussion. Thanks for bringing Mr. Seneadza into the studio. Thank you and have a good evening. Thank you as well. And Steve from Wisconsin says, good evening, Mr. Adam. Mr. Mensah is sharing great insight into developing ourselves and I just love it. Happy Father's Day to all fathers. Thank you very much, Steve, as well. And then many of your messages are still, I'll be reading them. You can also send your message to us on 050-000-0039. It's a WhatsApp number, 050-000-0039. Mr. Mensah Seneadza, the country manager for Lucozade West Africa, is still here with us, and it's still your only virtual leadership and entrepreneurship masterclass, defining moment right here on Radio XYZ 93.1 megahertz with me, Adam Agbana. Many more messages to go. This one is from Joe, and he's testing us from La Paz. He says, fantastic topic tonight. Learning a lot. Thanks, Adam Agbana, and your guest. That's coming from Alberta. Now, Joe says, good evening to you, Adam, and your guest. I'm a young man who is in my second year in the university. How can I position myself and what should I do to be complete for success? You sent that message earlier, and there are many more messages that were sent earlier before you answered the question on how to do it. But the conversation will be available for those of you who missed the beginning or those who still want a repeat. You can get in touch with my producers and the full tape will be given to you free of charge for you to be able to listen again and let it guide you as you prepare to build or develop yourself into a 360-degree personality. Basically means a complete person for success. Mr. Mensah.
Yep. There are a few points that I couldn't touch on earlier because of questions, so I'll go through it. Very, very critical ones you mustn't forget. You should have a strong personal vision, image of yourself, and with specific time frames. What do you want to do? Where are you going to? There's some people who just get blown about like with the wind. With any new idea or any industry, they just jump and hop on, and they get lost without a trail or track record of what they are good at. So someone is a marketer today, he's an account person tomorrow, he's a teacher the next day, he's everything in one. It's so hard to tell where you're going to. You need to find out which areas you're good in, develop them and stand out. For instance, I jumped out of telecoms. I was in telco for just 6 months. But I had to weigh the options. Did I want to develop and pursue a senior leadership career in the telco or in manufacturing FMCG? I had to make that call. One would be more beneficial in terms of advancement, in terms of income. One would grow you to be a total manager. At that time, the kind of leaders we had in the country, I felt more of them were in the FMCG. So I hopped back into FMCG. That's fast-moving consumable goods.
Okay.
So, you should know where you want to go to. So as early as the first year in school, out of school or even in school or in the world of work, you should have your goal, your 3-year plan, 5-year plan, 10-year plan. I wanted to develop a senior career in leadership and management, and I worked towards it. So once you have that goal, things can work out for you. It's so simple. Just put out your dream on paper and work out plans to get there. A second one I would want to mention is that I think I touched on it a bit. It's a competitive world. You need to demonstrate that you are competitive. You know how to win. You know how to fight.
Yes.
It's a battle for the consumer's one CD. Every CD counts. So how can I get that extra CD from that consumer so he doesn't spend it on product Y, but rather on Z? If my product is Z, I just have to win. And so you need to demonstrate to your managers or your company that you are the winner. You are the guy who wants to win. And if without any work experience, I shared earlier, that your other social life, your team sports, your track record in school, your extracurricular activities, which groups are you part of? Which sports clubs are you part of? Which game are you passionate about or do you play? I always say that young people should excel in at least one sport. One sport at least. If you can't do the field sports, maybe go into chess or something. Go into drafts. You need to win. You need to know how to win.
Because you learn the spirit of competition.
Exactly. And when you hit on something, you need to show it. Don't be embarrassed to cry. I like people who are competitive. Those are the people I like in my team. Some are passive. Well, we achieved 50% of our monthly target. Well, that's okay. No, that's not okay. I want someone who wants to fix it, who wants to win. And you demonstrate that whilst in school, in your academic world, in your exams, everything. It tells a story about you. The other thing is the mindset.
Mindset?
Yes. The positive mindset, generally. To want to get things done, to prove a point, to make it happen, and to survive.
Mr. Mensah, it appears that every Sunday evening on this program, everybody talks about having a positive mindset. Everybody talks about the fact that success, victory, anything, winning begins with the mind. Is there any magic formula for developing a positive mindset, or what is it that have worked for you that yourself you have a positive mindset?
Yeah, actually, if you do not have a positive mindset in the kind of world we live in today, especially in Africa, and especially in Ghana, and especially in Accra, sorry, you're going to be lost. Every day you need to just inspire yourself.
I need to win it.
I need to win.
Up there.
Right there. Every day you wake up, it's a battle. And I share this all the time. All the listeners who've listened to me before will tell you that I love this favorite quote. I can't remember right now the guy who said it, but BBC used to play it on their 3 o'clock news. Joy FM used to play it back then. And every morning the lion wakes up. He knows that he has to run faster than the gazelle, right?
Yes.
Else it will go hungry, it will starve to death. And the gazelle needs to know that it needs to run faster to outrun the fastest lion.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will not live to see sunset. That is the world we live in. And unfortunately, the systems we have can be very discouraging. There's so many negative things going on, and people can discourage you. You need to wake up every day, beat yourself up and say, yes, in spite of this, I can make it. If a company is recruiting management trainees, for instance, or there's one person who must be CEO or country manager in the next 5 years, would it be you? That's
Would
the
it be
question
you?
you should ask yourself. Nobody needs to tell you. Your father, your mom, your aunties, your cousins, your teachers can tell you you're not good enough because of the grading system or the system of teaching. But you need to close your eyes and ask yourself, do I see myself there? So the vision and the positive mindset can let you win. You can walk on nails, walk through fire. Just everything can come tumbling down. But once you know that that is where you want to get to, you will get there. I'm sure you've interviewed so many people who, against all odds, became. And there are thousands of them like that. And that mindset is what we need in our teams. We need that one person who says that in spite of the rains, in spite of bad roads, in spite of no electricity, in spite of traffic, I can still sell ice cream. You know, no rain, no electricity, no ice chest, but I can still do ice cream and sell. How? Well, the person can put modalities to place and let it happen. So we need people in a team that can just turn around the situation and say, wow, we did it, or we can do it, and go for it. There's no success story I've seen that did not solve a problem like that. Problems, that's the word. Millionaires come out of problems.
Wow. Millionaires come out of problems.
Yes. They create problems. I mean, they solve problems and they become wealthy. They don't become wealthy to solve problems.
I was recently reading an article on the CEO of the Just One Group.
Yeah.
And the title of the article caught my attention. From waste to wealth, converting waste to wealth. So everybody else in Accra or in Ghana was complaining about the problem of waste. Yeah. The fact that we have sanitation issues, that there are, how do we call it, rubbish dumps all over and stinking and all of that. He came up with a solution, which was Zoom Lion, and today that solution is giving him millions of cedis. So I think I agree with you when you say that billionaires are created out of problems.
Yeah, actually, this is true, and I've heard my head pastor say this all over the pulpit many times.
Oh,
he said it many years before Just Pond came up.
Wow.
He talked about rubbish. Dr. John P. said that many times. Actually, and then I had the privilege of having a conversation with a professor, Dr. Ado. He used to teach in technology in UPSA in Accra University, Accra Technical University. And then he shared with me, I asked him, I said, look, after the information technology age, what next? And he shared a profound history, a trend to me, and I've been impressed with that. He said, look, before the 1990s, before the 1900s, it was an agrarian economy, and those who had control over land could tend the soils and create food, and they were the millionaires. Then after the World Wars, it was the Industrial Revolution. Steam engine came, so those who could do cars, build factories, became the millionaires.
Yeah.
Then the information age, those who could, turn around information, the IT, the ICT, the Bill Gates and co, the Steve Jobs became the millionaires. So I asked him, what's next? I said, the environmental age. That's Dr. Ado. He said, the environmental age. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, we are going to have so many environmental problems, waste management, water, electricity, whatever. And those who have the power to transform or fix those problems are going to be the next billionaires. I'm not surprised that Bill Gates is spending all his time on solving problems of the environment and stuff. And he's seen it and he's going to do it. So I agree, clearly. And Just Pond saw it. He went out boldly to solve that problem. And I'm sure that he's made some good name for himself so far.
Mr. Mensah, our time is up, but in just 30 seconds, any final words for our cherished listeners? So many messages here I can't read because time is not on my side.
Yeah, I want to say that you should aspire to be a total individual. I heard on radio before that you can only be, the society is made up of an aggregation of quality people, and they become a quality society. To win in the world of work, you need to be a quality person, intellectually, physically, socially, spiritually, morally. You should be astute. And all these things, if your scores are high in all this, you become a stronger total man. Everybody wants excellence in his team, and you can be that kind of person. So invest in developing yourself. Develop a sport. Develop some arts. Learn how to play some musical instruments. Excel. And those are the things that make you likable. They give you the charisma. They give you the confidence to excel wherever you go. And then everybody wants you to lead them in the office or company.
Thank you very much. It's been wonderful having you on the only virtual leadership and entrepreneurship masterclass, Defining Moment. Mr. Mensah Seneadza, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to host you here again some other day. Happy Father's Day to you once again, and happy Father's Day to all the wonderful fathers in your life and in my life. My production team was headed by Kwesi Omega. Thank you, Prince, as well, for being the technical producer, and Derek and Ken for making this possible. And once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers in my life. Mr. Ato Sapon, I say happy Father's Day. Neil Armstrong Motagbe, Mr. Eric Ahianyo, General Martin Ahiaglo. Boss, I salute. Happy Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to everybody. But I'm leaving you with a wonderful song by Gramps Morgan, Wash the Tears, in memory of my own late dad. This is the first Father's Day that I'm celebrating without talking to him, because I lost him a few months ago. So Gramps Morgan says, God will wash away our tears. See you again on Sunday. Thank you, and stay safe.